I don't understand why. Can we not get autofocus off? No, I can't. It is the most annoying thing. I'm gonna turn it off, guys. Here in just a second. I'm going to turn it off. Turn it off. It won't let me because I've been using it. Okay, never mind, guys. Okay. Hey, Kelsey. I was trying to go in. I got to remember to do that before I go live. Like, I was trying to go in and turn off that autofocus. It's getting on my nerve. La, la, la. So I'm just cutting something off really quick. It has been crazy because little man caught what I had, although he's the one that gave it to me. Oh, I missed you too. Yeah. So little man struggled with a fever for 4 days. And honestly, there's not we had everything because he has asthma and stuff like that. So we had all the medications we'd ever need. Like everything from inhalers, breathing treatments, things to dry out his sinuses. Because we get this thing called Bromfed, and it's meant for when things really act up, and it's the same thing. We had everything, even prednisone. Like our doctor sends us with things ahead of time so that we don't have to wait to get into him. So I had everything I could possibly need for him except for antibiotics if it went into an infection, but it's not been an infection. It's just been crappy for him. So needless to say, and it just, when a little one is sick, like they're old enough to be like, this is horrible kind of thing. But not old enough to really know what's going on, like to handle it. So anyways, the only readings I did over the weekend were, purchased ones and stuff like that. So I'm just saying. Not really, especially with his age group. The antivirals I have for COVID are horrific. I'm just going to be honest with you. I have had family take them, and they're like, they felt worse on the antiviral than they did with COVID. Even though I guess COVID helps, in the breathing areas. But they would end up throwing up, diarrhea. Like, it's terrible. Both my mom and my sister were like, they took it for like 2 days. And so on a smaller system like his, it would be, certainly wouldn't take 3 days for it to, look at you, Terry. It better be about something else, Terry. It better be about something else. Let me just say. And on top of that, since you're saying that about the sun, we couldn't get outside at all because it frickin' snowed. And we had a weather thingy that came through where even before it was snowing, it was like supposedly 9 degrees, but felt like it was below 0. Now that's Fahrenheit, guys. I want you to understand that. It's below Fahrenheit, not Celsius like some of y'all be using, okay? So I want you to do the calculations, okay? Because that would be like 50 degrees below Celsius. Like it was, I think like 0 degrees Celsius is around 32 degrees Fahrenheit for us, I think. I could be wrong, but something like that. And so it was ungodly. So there was no getting outside. There was no sun. It was overcast. There was no nothing to try to perk it up. We just had to powerhouse through some shit, and then we got snow. So yay. But neither of us is not gotten to our chest. That's when like if it gets to the chest, that's when bronchitis and things like that can happen. And we haven't gotten a sinus infection from it. But this is one hell of a strain. The one that's going around, at least where I'm at, and it sounds like around where Kelsey's at too. It is one hell of a strain. The kind where it lasts, it's not one of those where, oh, I'm sick and then I'm over it. Like it was a full fucking week and then yuck left over after a week. Nobody was going to escape its wrath. Right now, Micah now says, oh, my throat hurts a little bit. I'm like, I will hurt you, because he kept coming into our room. We quarantined in our room. And it was boring as I'll get up for 5 days. And then he kept coming in and I kept yelling. I was like, get out of my room. That kind of thing, right? And I'm like, if you got sick, I swear to God, little boy. Because he's 14. He know better. But I guess he got bored. Anyways, let me just tell you. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Oh, Lord. So I am back. You can still kind of tell in my voice, but I am back so long as, things keep getting good with little man. But he's out in the living room now. He can actually be around people. He still has snot galore, but whatever. He's 7. What am I going to do? All righty. And the oldest, the 20-year-old, is like, I swear to God, if any one of you all give me this stuff, like, he is just, get away from me. Like, he was hollering at his little 7-year-old brother who was just trying to get a drink. He's like, get away from me. And I was like, dude, calm down. I'm really like he was just walking out of the room to get a drink. When I just tell you, he is, and he's the one in our family that's had it like 3 or 4 times. And so I'm hoping this is like the one time where we all get our butts kicked and he doesn't. I'm just saying. But he's like, I'm not having that, because it was terrible. Like, it did a lot on his mental health too when he had it. So. What? LP's got surgery? Okay, let's go back. Let's just, I know, neti pot everything. Let me tell you, we did it all. I pulled out all the mama stops. Let me tell you, even the Vicks on the feet and the chest and we were gargling last night because he was throwing up. Because he was throwing up from choking, because it's so thick. And he's on his breathe, like everything. He had everything. His prednisone, like he had everything so that it wasn't swollen. But man, we pulled out all the stops and we started gargling salt water, which will really thin out the mucus. And he was able to finally go to sleep. So, and like this morning, he's so perky. But the choking till I'm gonna die mucus was exactly how mine ended. It was like it was like the climax, and then things got really much better. So. Anywho, where you go, LP? I don't know how real it is, but the sun apparently is good. Terry, no, sir. We don't do codependency, okay? We don't do codependency in those areas. Hey, Aries, how are you? Oh, Kelsey, the thing that I would suggest is absolutely, if you have access to a, they used to say in the beginning of COVID that it didn't do any good. Yes, the fuck it do. I'm just going to tell you. But if you do some breathing treatments, if you have a nebulizer and you use some albuterol, like what happens is it helps to keep the inflammation down, which then makes your coughs more productive so that you can actually, otherwise the mucus gets stuck in there, right? And so if you're having trouble breathing right now, from walking, that tells me it's not your sinuses, that's your chest. So, and then of course, prednisone, which is a steroid. Steroids will help to stave off the allergic like reaction that creates even more mucus. So if you don't have access to that, you may need to make another trip to the doctor to get like a steroid shot or something like that. And that'll kick it off really good. Just letting you know. All right, guys. Well, now that we're here, but definitely, like, I stay ahead of things. And so we were doing nebulizer treatments go lower into the chest cavity, into the lungs, than your inhalers and stuff like that. And so that's what I would say. If you have access to any of that, stay on top of it. Okay, stay on top of it. What, Terry? Where did LP, did you say you're going to, I probably should have eyelid surgery tomorrow? LP, good luck with that. Good luck with the eyelid surgery. I need that. I have, it runs in my family where we have this muscle that droops over our eyes. And so it creates tension headaches for everybody. And I've had, most of the women in my family have had to have surgery for it because they start having migraines and stuff. And I'm already experiencing it. And I already have hooded eyes. But like that, like it's not just the lid for me. It is like, you know, where the brow muscle, like there's this, it's called something. I don't know what it's called. Good, I swear. All right, let's go ahead and get started, guys. I just be talking and everything, catching up. At least I can talk now, right? Oh, let's see. I'm looking at my. Okay. We're going to start with Star and Tarot. I was trying to figure out where the energy was coming from. So it looks like there's a couple of decks over on that end, that side that I'm going to be pulling from. Let's go ahead and get this all shook up. Settle in. Make sure that you've got your cup, and see if there's a message for you. Alrighty. Can I just say, I hope this is a little bit metaphorical, but I swear to you, Spirit just told me that I need to knock the dust off of it. And I know that sounds a certain way, but I was looking at this and I heard, okay, so two things. I don't know if there's just something that you need to knock the dust off of. That's none of my business, okay? Or if there is an actual altar. Like I was actually dusting and taking care of other rooms in the house. You know, look at that. What the hell? I literally just had, oh my word. Okay, so that might be an ancestor there. If you have a altar that you need to be taken care of, you might be doing a little bit more work with your spiritual team, and they're like, you need to stay on top of stuff. I don't know, that feels like needing to stay on top of something. Now I have been sick, so they better not be saying but I literally looked over, and as soon as I heard the knock the dust off first, and the thing that I noticed first wasn't even the all the crystals that have dust all over it. It's this. It's my feather. I don't know if you can tell that has dust on it. Can you tell that there's? I can't see. Okay, I said I wanted to turn off autofocus, but this thing. Can you see? Can you see how Why are you having issues? Why is my camera like? Anyway, it's so dusty, and I'm like really like I love my feathers. I take care of them and stuff. So there might be something that you need to that you have not paid much attention to, that you need to kind of get back on the bandwagon with, that you need to pay more attention to, stay on top of, get more involved with. If they're saying that you need to knock the dust off of something, and now I'm like, it wasn't until they said it, and then I looked at, like, my eyes focused, and I was like, oh, ooh. And now I'm really so that could have been just towards me, but the fact that they brought that up now, they said no. Okay, my bad. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. Some days we just have a conversation. Whoa, did you see that shit? That jumped out my damn hand. Six of Swords. Queen of Swords. Okay, this is like a level of transformation between the two. Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. But you notice how this person's going this direction. I was in my head going, God, you would usually think that somebody needs to go to the Queen of Pentacles, because a lot of people get stuck in the Queen of Swords. And it's so funny that this individual is facing that direction. So there's a need to get out of analysis paralysis and into the like the balance of. Hold on, let's find out. We got, because Seven of Cups, there's some. Hold on, let me pull them all out for crying out loud. Somebody has been so confused on how to address the lack of something. Why are we going backwards here? I'm so used to kind of like reading left to right. Ten of Pentacles. There's just got to be some level of confusion on how to get from the Five of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. To me, the Ten of Pentacles is going to be that there's a level of balance and homeostasis and like security, long-lasting security from the Five of Pentacles. Feeling like you're, I mean, the fact that they're sitting here at the garbage can dealing with scraps, I feel like somebody constantly feels like they're dealing with scraps right now. They want to get into the Ten of Pentacles. And there's a lot of like, I don't even understand. Remember we talked about Seven of Cups being a little bit like sometimes when there's too much choice, you feel like there's no choice because you can't see, you especially if you don't have like, I am stumbling on my words. You don't have like, you want to be in the Queen of Swords energy. You do, because usually the Queen of Swords can pull out and see 100 steps ahead, right? From her eagle eye view, she gets a grander picture of things. And that's how she makes her decisions, very objectively moving forward. And it seems as though there's something about, and the Queen of Pentacles is the idea of she's really involved with her day-to-day. You know what I'm saying? Like she is involved in the experience of life and feels more in the present for me. Whereas the Queen of Swords has this trying to like this analysis process, figuring something out. But with the Seven of Cups, it's like, I don't have a clue how to do this, how to go from the Five of Pentacles to Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so we've got this. And then we've got like the Tower, but it's in reverse. Let's figure, okay, and it was over here. All right, let's fit. I don't know where this is going to go. Give me a hot minute. And I don't know what the obsession with going right to left. What cultures do that? I know there's cultures that read from the right to the left. Although, spiritually speaking, the right hand tends to be the masculine. It's the doing. And then the left. So there's something about too rooted into the masculine, maybe needing to get a little more in the feminine, like in the place to receive something. Because you're not letting something that's meant to happen. If the Tower is in reverse for me and I don't do reversals, that's like something stopping or blocking something that's meant to occur. That's the transition that's meant to occur. Something is blocking that. You don't trust your intuition. Queen of Cups with the Seven of Swords. Well, we're just doing this shit the way. And then you got the Page of Cups. I mean, shit. I didn't mean Page of Cups. I was looking at the Ten of Cups. I knew it was the Page of Swords. Page of Swords with the Ten of Cups. It's like you don't somehow trust your own intuition or where your heart feels like it's being called to, like what your heart really wants, what really brings you joy. Like you don't, I want to say there's something that brings you joy, but you don't trust that it brings you joy, which is weird. It's like there's something that you really do enjoy doing and you're like, well, I don't really know. Maybe I just do it because of this. Like you're so in your Queen of Swords mind space that you can't recognize that you wouldn't indulge in something nearly as much if it wasn't something that really actually brought you joy. Like you just, so, okay. Not trusting your heart, not trusting your intuition. Because you got the Seven of Swords and you feel like, I mean, look at the way that this, look at this. Swords going through this glass. And it's funny that they make it like there's a rose, like the glass house, you know, like stones being thrown at a glass house. Like you just feel, that's the idea of feeling too vulnerable maybe with something. Like there's some deception that you can't trust around that. Okay, so there's, because you won't trust something. Period, point blank. Page of Swords, Ten of Cups. like this promise is what I want to say of true, thorough joy and contentment. That you can be happy with what's going to happen around you, because the Ten of Cups is beyond the self. It is that exchange of love and joy with the world around you. And that could be not trusting or not believing. Page of Swords, like some level of communication of like some expression of love, maybe. And we have the Devil with the Four of Cups. Like, I feel like you're in a holding pattern. That's a holding pattern right there. This is all about like feeling like disillusioned. The Devil is being in a loop, like a time loop or like a repeating pattern, behavior. And the Four of Cups is all about feeling like it gives a sense of the woe is me. I wish, but then refusing to take the cup that does come in. There's apathy here, some level of apathy. Okay, guys, we're gonna clarify this row right here, and then we'll figure it. We'll go back to the other shit. All right, as a Thoth Tarot. So because of your level of distrust, and of course the Queen of Cups is like the epitome of the feminine, right? Like she really is that connection to the etheric, that nurturing, loving, vulnerable place. You're like, somebody's just not letting something happen because you're not willing to be vulnerable. You're not willing to listen to you just don't believe, you don't trust. And if this is your intuition saying you've got like connections coming in and support, and you're going to love what we're guiding you towards, you don't trust that. You don't trust some level of message. It's coming through, and as a result, you're just staying stuck. It's like putting yourself on timeout. That's what the Four of Cups is. It's the idea of waiting for something, but not trusting that it's arriving. Oh, Lord. We do have the Sun and the Tower and the Eight of Wands. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So over here, you're like this absolutely necessary fated event, change, this new something in your life that's meant to happen isn't happening because you're not trusting something. And they're like, you have no clue how this really needs to fucking happen. Are you resisting a Tower moment? And in no shape or form does it feel like it's a negative Tower moment. It's just flat out a change that you don't want to happen. You don't trust something about it. Tower's up right here next to the Sun. Like, this is like victory, success, best card in the entire tarot deck. This is such a positive Tower, and it'll bring very quick change to your life. I want to know more about the Eight of Wands. Ooh, it almost wanted to come out. And then we'll figure out how the fuck that's got anything to do with the other cards. I mean, it kind of does. We understand getting out of the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is the one that's got her sword at the ready to cut something off, right? And like, you need to move out of that energy into the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is like not worried or concerned because she's like, I got this shit. She is the badass bitch on her own. She's the one that can handle it all. She manages it all with a positive mindset. Like, she approaches everything like, I've got this. It's all good. She trusts herself. She's so well rooted in her energy. That's the reason why she can do it all, because she's got a mastery over everything. She has a mastery over her mental, her emotional, her life force. Like, she's good. And I want you to get out of the Queen of Swords, this defensive stance. I'm going to the first three cards. I'm sorry. I know I jumped around like that, right? And they're like, something about the Queen of Swords is the reason you're so confused. She's not helping you. Being in that defensive stance and trying to figure it out with the mind is not helping you whatsoever. It's confusing you even more. It might be convincing you that you shouldn't trust it because like one of those cups are bound to be not good for you, right? And if you're over here trying to protect your heart, yeah, Nine of Swords, you are worried about this. What is the Eight of Swords? I mean, shit. Eight of Wands. What is that? Because that feels more than just something quick happening. Like you're in such a defensive state. Somebody could like profess all kinds of like love and like, oh, we're such, even if it was a friend, like I feel like even if a friend came up and was like this, that, and the other, like you wouldn't fucking be open to it. You'd be like, wow, like you just not open, not trusting and not open. So the Fool. All right, so we're focusing right now on the Eight of Wands, guys, okay? We got the Fool. And whatever the Eight of Wands is, you're like, no. Nine of Swords. Shit. Okay. Something would pop off. Okay. Something could pop off in love very quickly. Something very joyous. We're going to leave it like that, but there is definitely a hint at love here or like romance. And somebody's like, oh, somebody really likes being alone. Nine of Pentacles. I'm good. Like I'm feeling like somebody's really enjoying. Okay. If you're like, I would never be resistant to love. Either one, you are not being honest with yourself and seeing where you self-sabotage and how you're actually in the Queen of Swords energy because you're constantly trying to figure shit out. Or two, it's not for you because I'm telling you right now, this person's really happy, like bad. Like I'm like they're focused on being the Nine of Pentacles. Self-sufficient, independent, good on their own, right? It's so funny that we have on each side of this, it's funny because I feel like Spirit's like, but what you don't understand is with this new start that would come in exceptionally fast. And this is the energy of it's perfectly a-okay to be very, because Knight of Wands, he don't fucking think about shit all the time. And the Fool is called the Fool for a reason. Like, there's a bit of a foolishness to this, right? Like, it's risky. This new beginning's got a little bit of risk to it. But I feel like maybe somebody's like I'm feeling myself. I'm doing really good. I'm loving this energy, and I have so much I want to accomplish. I'm loving myself. Like to have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands surrounding the Nine of Pentacles. Like whoever you are, you're golden. You're golden. Okay. And it's like, why would I want I've attempted to manifest this before. I feel like you've spent time on it, whatever this is, and it's like, I don't know. Or maybe you're just in the energy of no, it probably won't happen. Seven of Pentacles is something that it's like fertile land. Like this is really the time is right for this to happen. So there's time's right for some shit to go down, and you are resistant to it because you ain't trusting it. You're like, I'm cool like this. But the funny thing is, what's weird is, and they're like, it's about to come through. Something's about to come through. That's what the Seven of Pentacles is all about. Something finally breaks ground on a manifestation. Like you finally bring something in, and you're going to have victory. So it's like, but I got to be honest with you. Do you notice how the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles only comes after this risk taking? Only after you're open to taking a fool's journey and not I feel like you're meant to just start life right now, not having a no to something, like just being like, let's see what happens. Let's just go. Okay, I'm open, spirit. Show me where we can go with this. Show me what can come next. Show me how good it can get, right? Like it's that type of energy rather than feeling like I'll do this but not this. And I'll do like I just feel like there's this like free spirit here with this energy. And then, and only then after that, does someone get like exceptional amount of like happiness and joy and independence and financial stability and like new like reinvigorated and excited for life and like you know what I mean? And then it's like and things finally break ground after I feel like you're meant to start this next phase not having stop signs. I always tell people this, like, you know what it's like when you are talking to people and you have friends and they all have stop signs. You can go just so. I can go here with this person, but not here. And I can go here with this person and not here. That's kind of what you're doing with spirit is what it feels like, or with this new phase that you're entering into. And I'm going to tell you right now, 2024 is not fucking about that. You can't do that. Okay. All right. So it's like, I feel as if it's like you're meant to just kind of like get in, buckle up, get ready for the roller coaster ride. Get ready for the excitement, right? We've all been on that roller coaster where like we've seen it from the outside and we're like, I think I can manage this. And we get the fuck in, we buckle in, and we start going. And there's twists, turns, and drops we did not see. Like you're like, you get off that shit. Like I did not see that shit fucking coming. Like, holy crap, I didn't know that before I got on. Probably because had you did, you wouldn't have, right? And that's the scenario here. So you can't have that. Like it's not, the ride's not going to start. The ride is not going to start if you climb in and say, okay, but you can't do this, 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 and this. And it has to be like, like you got to get out of the Queen of Swords energy. You can fucking handle whatever the fuck comes your way. Queen of Pentacles, all right? You need to make the transition. That needs to happen. The no's need to stop. Like this is the kind of scenario where it's like spirit is fully well aware. You know, this is like the person getting into the roller coaster saying, okay, but if I die, okay, if my ass comes up off the seat, like that shit's not going to happen. Okay. So you shouldn't have any stop signs up. But if you start getting in and nitpicking and you're like, and it can't drop more than 2 feet. Okay. And I need the, like, and it can only turn a quarter of the way. Because if I'm hanging upside down, like, okay, that defeats the entire fucking purpose. You either getting in for the ride or you're getting the fuck off. One of the two. Okay. If you want to get in, the standard is I'm not going to do anything that spirit's like, I'm not doing anything. You're not going to go anywhere that's going to violate any boundaries. You're not going to die. Okay. And I feel like saying that whatever you're wanting to achieve, like this, like a whole new lease on life is what I want to say, requires you just to be like, it's like, it's that meme where like the friend shows up and she's like, get in, bitch. We're going to go da. It's like, that's the energy of that. You can't have all these stop signs up. Okay. And the thing is, once you buckle in, that's where that swiftness comes in. Much like the roller coaster, when that shit goes and you fucking know it's coming and you ain't got a lot of time. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Some people are like, oh, it feels like forever. No, the fuck it didn't. You was panicking like a motherfucker because that shit you knew was coming within seconds. Right? And it's like, they're not going to start the roller coaster until you get in, buckle up, and get ready. Like this, there's no, you're not in charge of the roller coaster. Spirit will make sure you're safe, make sure your boundaries are honored, and away you fucking go. Okay. But you don't get to be like, okay, stop. Like, you can't stop a roller coaster once that shit going. Like, you don't get to be like, I didn't see that. That's why I feel like it's like either you get in or you get out at this point. You're going to get in, you're going to get out. You're not going to sit there and dictate a whole bunch of shit. Okay? If you get in, there's an understanding that spirit knows exactly what the fuck you want. They know exactly what you will not tolerate. They know that you will say no to certain things, and that's perfectly A-okay because they know it's beyond your boundaries. But if you start pulling this, I'm a dictator shit and I'm going to control shit, I'm going to stop the roller coaster right in the midst of something. Do you know how dangerous that is? When those things like just stop midair. Like, no, you're either getting in and we're going or you're not. And you're either on this ride till the end of it or you're not. Like, there's a little bit of feeling like that, right? And it's going to be very quick in which things start to happen. Things will finally, you think that like it, I don't know, you're projecting failure. You believe it's because nothing, like shit's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of manifestations that you're going to be successful at. And you're over here worried. So right now somebody's putting up stop signs and they need to quit. Okay. Give me a little more on that then. Since we're talking about going from the 5 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. And now let me tell you, there's a lot you're picking up on the way. 5 of Pentacles is completely feeling like you are left out of life. 10 of Pentacles is having everything from financial stability, happy and joyous family life, some long-standing level of security, having a legacy. Like that's a lot to go from the 5 of Pentacles, which is surviving on scraps and feeling like you are completely left out of the game, to being on top of and having every area of life satisfied. Oh, they brought up the, okay, hold on. So we have the 10 of Cups with the Page of Swords. They want to go over that. Makes me feel like I didn't catch that one. Okay, I'm pulling between the Secret Tarot and the Sacred Oracle, Traveler's Oracle, whatever that thing is. So it's kind of telling me that you're like at the 5 of Pentacles and you want to get to the 10 of Pentacles, but like you're like, but let's take the 8 out, okay? And let's take the 9 out and let's do it like, or the 7 out. I don't know what it is. And they're like, nope. Okay. Page of Swords. All right, so obviously there's some level of pivot or change. I heard on top of your game. Something that's going to pivot and change to put you on top of your game. 3 of Swords. Like you are just not happy. This pivot might require a bit of strength. You know, sometimes just when you're existing in a 5 of Pentacles energy for long enough and you're sad long enough, like you feel kind of like it gets to you. It gets to your self-worth, your self-image, all that kind of stuff. And you're like to have such a stark contrast and change may feel overwhelming. It is going to be a major shift. It is a major shift. Yeah. The idea of the hangman with strength. Remember I said strength feeling like, can I do this? It is. It's taking on this, you feel like you haven't had the wherewithal to do something, or you feel like it's like you've convinced yourself of something not happening or not being able to do. That's where the stop signs are coming from, they say. So you're like, okay, as long as this, like, I couldn't handle that if this happened, or I don't want to deal with this, or I don't want to blah, 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 blah. And we got the 5 of Cups feeling like you know what you got to do. 5 of Cups. Somebody knows what they got to fucking do. Right? You're not focused on this. I feel like you're standing there with the 2 cups, like, yeah, okay, but like not this though. How about that? Like, how about well, anything but this or anything? Like you're trying to take an element out of something, and they're like, but you know what to do and you can fucking do it. You know what to do and you can do it. What is it that they're afraid that they can't do? I feel like it's to handle something. I feel like I don't want to deal with certain things. So if that's going to be a part of my path, I don't want to deal with it. And they're like, you can deal with it. I don't think that it's actually something that you have to do. We don't have any action cards. We don't have anything of like, okay, but I have to do this. All right. So if you're in your head thinking like, to me, it would be the equivalent of doing something and it's like, yeah, but people are gonna have shit to say, and I don't want to fucking want to deal with it. And if I have to deal with anybody that's gonna do that, and say shit to me and blah blah blah, or like have an opinion of me, then I'd rather just fucking not, because I don't want to deal with people's shit. I just want to go off here and do it. And it's like, you can deal with it. And guess what? You'll be able to go off over here and just do your own thing. It'll be so easy to ignore. And it's almost like you're like, I don't want to deal with people's bullshit. I don't like people, right? And it's like, you don't have to deal with them. Like you're projecting, like hearing criticism or hearing people's opinion or having people think or tell it, like, you know, like sometimes people won't even say shit to you, but you can just tell like they don't, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't even want to deal with that shit. And it's like, so it's like, it's not gonna phase you. You're not gonna have to worry about it, right? Like you actually don't have to deal with it. There's nothing you have to actually do. There's no fucking wands here except for the 8 of Wands, which is all about the speed of something coming into focus, something popping off and happening quickly. And it's like, you got a brake pedal. You're like, okay, but if I deal with this, I ain't doing it. And it's like, you don't, just speed right the fuck past them. You don't got to deal with it. But your fear of having to deal with it, your fear of it showing up in your path. And they're like, why do you give a shit? You shouldn't give a shit. Move right the fuck past it. Like, you've got the strength. It's actually not going to knock you out of your balance. Okay. So yeah, you're in the Queen of Swords, like seeing all, and that's the thing. Queen of Swords, she does see things. Remember, she pulls out. She's got the eagle eye view. She can see it all, and she's like, I already know this is going to be an element of it. And so it's like, yeah, but it's not going to phase you. It's not going to impact you. You can sail right past it. You don't have to even fucking deal with it. Like there's certain things that you don't want to have to deal with, and they're like, just because it's going to be an element that you can foresee will be a part of this path doesn't mean that it's actually going to directly impact you. Because other people's opinions, like, that's the easiest scenario that I can think of. It's got to be something like that. None of your fucking business. Who gives a shit? All you have to do is not fucking care and not let them have some level of impact on you. Are you good? Great. Fantastic. Which you will be between the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Are you really going to let other people's opinion of whether you deserve that or not fucking impact whether you enjoy it, whether you take it? There's like your life, what you achieve and what you experience in it should not be dictated by other people's opinions. And it's funny because it's like, you actually don't have to. How many celebrities do we know that ignore the living shit out of every fucking person on God's green earth that thinks that they can have an opinion and they put it on social media and they just so self-important and they just got it all, like, and it's like this. Guess what? They're still living their best life. Like, seriously, if you think I'm letting your shit slow me down, your opinion of me slow me, like, you know what I mean? And I know some people, they can get caught up in that trap of paying attention to that. Queen of Pentacles does not let that shit slow her down. She does not pay attention to it because she has self-worth, self-love. She's strong. She's powerful. She's independent, which is what they gave us. Did they not? She loved herself. She's independent. She don't give a shit. What she does isn't dictated by other people. She stands in her power. Self-worth. The wands are all about self-worth. The only 2 wands that are here are not about you taking action. You just standing on business. I've been hearing that a lot on TikTok. Stand on business. That's all. That is all. So whatever you're fearing doesn't require anything of you. You may have to move through it and it may exist around you, but it doesn't necessarily penetrate you or have any influence unless you choose to give it that. Okay. And that's the thing that's holding you back from this massive change. You got this. I don't know whatever made you, you fucking got this. Sorry. Let me pull this. Put these in the right order because I moved them out the way. And it's like, this is your karma. This is what you deserve. This is your truth. It's obviously something that's based on your truth. So, yeah. So something that you are holding back from, or that you keep putting little stop signs up for, that will take you from the Five of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. And it's out of a fear that you see. You can see down the path. You're the Queen of Swords. You're stuck in the Queen of Swords, and it's like, all right, well, at some point, the Queen of Swords fucking moves through shit. I'm just gonna say. Otherwise, you end up here. Otherwise, you end up in this loop. Four of Cups, constantly waiting for the thing to arrive because it's never right there in your environment, and it's never right there in your environment because you're disillusioned about some bullshit. You know better than that shit. You fucking know better. Let's pull out of this deck. So, pull the trigger. Let this Tower moment happen. Okay? I kept just saying it's inevitable. Damn. Open your heart to joy. Blessings are showering your life, and all is possible. I feel like somebody needs to straighten their crown. Let's get fucking for real right now. Whatever you project that you think I'm gonna have to deal with that shit won't fucking touch you. Ain't none of your goddamn business. Who gives a shit? Move the fuck through it, move on. You are giving power to something that should absolutely not have fucking power over you. You need to put that crown back on your fucking head. You need to sit back down on that throne. Who gives a shit? Because you suffer when you stop your life based upon these external factors that don't have a fucking thing to do with you. You are handing your power away. And you're afraid of being vulnerable, like a sitting duck, like the Queen of, we had the Queen of Cups over here. And you saw the glass house. Remember stones being thrown at the glass house? Honey, no. Can't. And the story behind the Seven of Swords is the whole reason that individual goes into the army's camp is to kind of suss things out. What do I got to do to be able to survive this? Like, I feel like you think that you're going to be the target of something and you just don't want to fucking deal with it. And let me tell you what, you're in the Queen of Swords. You already know what to anticipate. And that's half the motherfucking battle. You know not to take that shit seriously when it happens. You know not to give a shit. You know it don't fucking matter. It only has power when you open up energetically and allow it in to influence your emotions, your thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And it's as if it's like, why? Why would you do this? You're allowing other people to take away your joy. For fucking what? And I feel the energy of the more of the what if, more of the, it's really people or things that don't fucking matter, actually. And the question is, would you actually give a shit? No, I just don't want to deal with it. Then don't deal with the energy. You don't have to deal with the energy. Let people stew in their own shit over there and do their own thing. You focus on you. That's it. You. This is your justice coming in. Your just rewards. Your just desserts. And I know that, like, with the Queen of, let's go back to the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is when you go in and you suss things out, what you're really doing, because it's a sword suit, it's a mental suit. You are mentally preparing yourself. Yes, you have thought of every case scenario. You've ran it through. Queen of Swords. But guess what? Queen of Swords has served her purpose. Now that you're aware, that shit can't take you by surprise. It can't take you down. It can't do anything. You get it. You realize people are going to, you know what I mean? And it means nothing. Like, it reminds me of, I see these people posting the dumbest shit, right? Like, not the people that post it. Like, I'm talking about comments. And, like, these individuals that will post comments and things like that don't have a real, either a real picture or a real username or anything else like that, right? And I'm like, how sad is your fucking life that you get joy? And it's not really joy. Let me tell you what it is. These people who post shit just to rile things up and stir the pot, that's the way that they get a sense of joy and purpose in life. Because they actually will sit there and they may not even believe what they're posting or saying about people, right? They'll just post some dumb ass shit and you're like they like to watch their ego, no offense, gets off, okay? Their ego gets off on watching other people just spin the fuck out. They love it. And you think that, and I always look at them like, you've got some kind of entity or something in you. Like, you ain't even real. Those types of people, like, half the people, I see people doing all these, like, reaction videos online to these, and I'm like, you actually, it doesn't even seem real. And those where that is real, they're so fucked up. They're so fucked up in it. Like, they've got some serious mental health issues. Like, these people genuinely need help. Like, some of the stuff that I see posted, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, okay. So like I don't even look like them like they're real. They're not real. If you have nothing left in your life, and that's the only thing that gives you some sense of dopamine hit, that's all you've got, is to be, or at least other people who feel like they're going to put people down because they act like they're some kind of savior. I'm going to tell you who not to listen to, who's fake and who's this. And it's like, all the while they've never proven themselves to be genuine, sincere, or somebody worthy of following. Like, what? These people aren't real. You know this. You're in the Queen of Swords. So this time that you spent in the Queen of Swords, thinking of every worst case scenario, and you coming out going, well, you've already lived through it. When you're in the Queen of Swords energy and you go through that analysis to the point of you literally experience it, and you come out the other side and you realize, like, I don't know if you've ever realized this, but when you go through that, it's very Virgo energy. I literally can live it out in my mind. And then I can feel the emotions, and I move to the other side of it. I'm like, oh, that shit don't even fucking matter, without ever having to have actually gone through it yet. So when the real deal happens, no problemo. I don't give a shit. Because what I always say is there is not a fucking thing anybody else can say or do that I either, one, haven't done to myself, and I promise you, can't nobody hurt me like I can hurt me. I fucking promise you. Can't no one hurt me like I can hurt me. So, Seven of Swords is all about getting that positive mental preparation. Positioning yourself mentally, because it is a sword suit, to be like positioning your mental habits in a positive way in which those other things, the deceit, all that other shit that the other army, the people that might come at you, can't fucking get to you. That's what that is. But you've achieved that. That was the purpose and the point of being in the Queen of Swords energy. It is now time. And that was really what you had to do. You had to, the point of being in that energy was so you could become the Queen of Pentacles. Have that mastery over that. Have such strength in your mental realm that others can't penetrate it. You're not a sitting duck. You're not as vulnerable as you think. You have discernment on your side, and you have an understanding like no other. Say thank you to that Queen of Swords self of you that you've been in, and it's time to transition. Time to transition, Six of Swords, into the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? And buckle up, baby. You've got no reason to. It's like riding passenger when somebody else is driving. My mom, I swear to God, she puts on this imaginary brake, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing or what you think you're. That's kind of like what it is. Okay? You get in the fucking car with spirit. All right. Don't, but we on a path. We about to take off, okay? From here on out until we get to some other point to the other side. You know what I mean? You don't need to be this. You don't have to keep staring at what you know you need to do, what you feel called to do, what you know the way out. You don't have to stand there thinking of the 20 million scenarios anymore. You're good. You are good. And just know that you're not being reckless. What you are doing, the difference between the energy you're in right now and the Knight of Wands is he doesn't get caught up in overanalysis paralysis. He just does it. And it's time to just do it. Time to just fucking do it. Okay? Time to take that leap. No more. But that is the one good thing about the Knight of Wands. Sometimes life calls for you to be in the Knight of Wands energy and to take a risk. It is time. Spirit saying it is time. Trisha. I mean, that might be it. That is hilarious. Knock the dust off. You need to knock the dust. Like, right? You could call that your business. Knock the dust off. Or it's time to knock the dust off of that. Like, I don't know if I'm going to come up with something like that. It'd be a nice play on words, though, wouldn't it? It would get people's attention. I'm just saying that much. Yeah. And just know that now's the time for you to open your heart to joy. It's like sometimes you think, if I open my heart, what all is it going to attract? And they're like, you don't got to fucking worry about it. You are safe. Open your heart to joy. Quit holding back. Blessings are meant to be showering in your life. And yes, everything is possible. Go ahead and choose your path. It's okay. So, all right. I hope this finds who it is meant for. I hope everybody's having a fantastic and wonderful day. I do hope to come on more frequently. Fingers crossed that it has not moved on to my middle child. For crying out loud, I swear to God, I don't want to do another week of this. I will be back on as quickly as I possibly can. Just know that if I'm not, it's probably because it's making its rounds. Yay. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. I will see you later this week.